Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into another episode of Real People, Real Lives. My name is Geetika and I'm a certified professional coach and trainer. I have a versatile and diverse experience spanning more than a decade, which includes domains of corporates, non-profits, startups, and education. These domains have enabled me to have a deeper understanding of the issues that arise and become barriers towards individual growth and success. My passion is in helping people achieve their dreams through their own potential. I do this by conducting soft skills, career development, and personal branding workshops to international audiences across the globe. To de-stress from work, I usually spend time in the kitchen cooking up delicacies. I will put down my Facebook page that chronicles my cooking journey in the description box. Today, I have with me an accomplished and professional coach who has loads of HR experience coupled with job placement experience. So Lydia possesses over 20 years of experience in public and private sectors. She has handled the entire spectrum of HR work with a strong pan-Asian presence across diverse industries. Lydia is a certified career and life coach. With a background in HR, she has garnered in-depth experience successfully placing C-suites and professionals to job needs and coaching them to high performance. She has been recognized as a top HR leader, awarded by Shri in 2006 and by HR Asia in 2013. In implementing HR best practices and driving change for business sustained growth. She teaches art to children, and she's learned from children that Saturday and Sunday are the strongest days of the week. Why? Because the rest are weekdays. Hi, Lydia. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Real People, Real Lives. So I want to know, now with the COVID-19 situation, what is the impact on the economy worldwide?
This situation has caught everyone by surprise. For me, I've weathered SARS outbreak and 2009 global financial crisis, but this is the worst situation I've ever seen. According to MAS, we could be headed for its worst recession with forecasts that economy will shrink by 5.7% or eventually 7%. Travel restrictions and circuit breaker measures, as well as lack of demand from export markets, are hitting economic activities. As a headhunter, I'm saddened by news that Singapore's unemployment rate could reach around 4% in 2020. Retrenchments could reach 200,000, with more than half being borne by foreigners who will not be accounted in the unemployment rate. Bigger companies that were able to make the transition are more likely to weather the current crisis. They have digitally transformed, adopted automation, and reduced manpower needs. Well, on the other hand, smaller companies that were slower to act will be relatively worse hit. For now, they may be struggling to simply stay afloat, let alone digitalize. Many companies may crumble and more jobs could be lost.
That's really grim news, yeah? So traditionally, which industries have been predominant in Singapore, and which are the jobs or industries that have been hit hard the most?
Most of the job losses are likely to be in the retail, aviation, and tourism-related industries.
Right.
Singapore traditionally has been one of the financial hubs in Asia. This too has been hit. In recent weeks, I've seen a roughly 10% increase in job applications, particularly from industries that have been hit hardest by the pandemic, including retail, travel, and aviation. The positions most vulnerable to job cuts at the moment are customer-facing roles. These are at the risk of being replaced by automation, as well as jobs that cannot be done remotely. On the bright side, I see a spike in the technology sector, especially cybersecurity, fraud risks, and fintech. Supermarket and e-commerce are doing well too. One problem I see is that it's much harder for hiring employers to find top-tier candidates, as job security is their utmost concern right now. We are not seeing a lot of such candidates.
Right. We'll come back to the candidates part in a bit, but I just want to know, which industries do you think will see a rise?
Well, there has been a surge in demand for jobs in sectors like IT, healthcare, biotech, and pharmaceuticals. I see some new trends. The first is work from home.
Yeah.
Well, traditionally in Asia, this has not been viewed favorably and maybe even discouraged. However, this is a norm now. As such, there are changes in working styles. Another trend is CYC, a clothes making company, going into making masks.
Wow.
Even Razer, a gaming company, has gone into mask making. There is a spike for services on demand. Some examples are Prime by Amazon, GrabFood, and Foodpanda. We are familiar with Netflix, the media services provider. It has reported increased revenue of US 1 billion.
Wow.
Yes. I see another change in the medical field. Teleconsulting for doctors now is common. Another profitable area is e-commerce platforms. Some examples include Lazada, Ninja Van, and GoGo Van. According to the CEO of Ninja Van, business has almost doubled.
Wow.
Finally, of course, there's the creation of COVID-related jobs such as temperature takers, ambassadors, enforcement officers, customer service reps at Expo.
Yeah, I mean, some industries are doing pretty well, right? So coming back to the question about recruiters not in favor of high-paying jobs or people that are more senior, how should job seekers approach job hunting?
To all the job seekers out there, keep searching and apply to as many relevant jobs as possible. I will give 2 tips. Learning to stay relevant in your domain of work is important. You may pursue an online course or certification course to hone your skills. Well, the Singapore government has been great. They have pumped 48 million into a training support scheme. Do check out the schemes under Unity and Solidarity budgets. In addition to upskilling, it is important to update your CV. Add the new skills and certifications you have acquired to increase visibility among recruiters. Work a little bit more on making it visible and appealing to catch recruiters' attention. If you have been an award winner, don't be shy. Flaunt it so that employers know.
Yeah, I agree. I feel this is also the ideal time to think more seriously about who you are, what you represent, and how do you want your professional growth to occur, right? So, knowing where you lack, identifying the gaps in your professional growth. The first step to overcome a problem is to find the key areas where you lack in your efforts. And the reason can be anything: a wrongly worded resume, incorrect job search techniques, or even not knowing yourself well enough to speak out in the interview. So I feel building your own brand, knowing about it, considering yourself unique, and identifying all the elements that make you you, and subsequently building your vision to help yourself. This will help you to remain focused and don't blame yourself. The common result of long duration of unemployment is that you start blaming yourself or criticizing yourself. It's a tough time, but remember not to let negative thoughts bog you down, and have faith in yourself. And by having faith in yourself, stay connected with people in your domain, build a strong social network, and try not to fall into the trap of depression. However, if that happens, do seek out professional help. I think the Singapore government has done a lot on that aspect also, by offering lots of help in mental well-being and social well-being, as this is a tough time. No one has ever seen this kind of a period. Right, Lydia? So, how do you think now a good resume will make a candidate stand out and having their brand?
Well, a good resume with summary of employment history, education, and other pertinent information makes the first favorable impression on the prospective employer. It increases the chance of being invited for an interview.
Yeah, true. So, once your personal brand is done, and now that you've built an outstanding resume, what is the next step?
Two golden rules: be different and adopt approaches that have less competition. Make friends with headhunters, as some positions are not advertised.
True, true. I think LinkedIn is a good portal to help people get connected to headhunters and job advertisers. And finally, how do you crack that interview?
Virtual interviews are now common. Embrace the change. Some interviews are through Skype, telephone, and video conferencing. Start practicing to ace your interview. A good way is to practice in front of the mirror or record your own body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. You can also start doing video interviews with recruiters to brush up your skills. This is to understand what skills recruiters are looking for.
Yeah, that's true. And I would like to add that in spite of rejections or lack of response, do not be demotivated. Go back to your personal brand. Think of ways in which you can renew yourself. Remain focused. Practice meditation or any other exercise to keep your mind away from worry. And lastly, Lydia, I would like you to ask our job seekers one question that you want them to think about.
Right. What sort of future do you envision, and what actions you should take now?
So true, and it is so reliant on the personal brand and resume and how you market yourself. I would like to ask one question in addition, that how can you be creative to expand your horizon? Don't hold yourself and be limited for choice. Open up yourself now. With this, I'm very happy to announce that Lydia and I are launching a program called Career Shapers, which aims to build your dream career, even in a market that will undergo slump. Contact us on the social media links provided. This program aims to provide personal branding, resume writing, industry search, interview skills, and job placements for executive and leadership positions too. Thank you, Lydia, for joining me on this episode of Real People, Real Lives. And we hope to see all of you soon. Till then, stay safe, stay happy. Bye bye.
Bye.